When you think of mushroom cultivation, you want to believe it's a kumbaya lifestyle. I think I've underestimated the level of competition, especially in urban competitive markets.
What's the order process looking like? They call you the day of? Is it kind of a rolling thing?
The chefs are quite spoiled, right? And so they often will order same day for same day delivery. You know,
Oh, wow.
it puts a lot of stress on us. So we deliver 6 days a week. You know, other farms will deliver once or twice a week.
Also, that throwing money at this may not really get you ahead. I think there is a sweet spot between kind of knowledge and capital investment, as well as the cohesion of the team. I think this is a laborious industry. I mean, that's probably one of your primary assets is the people you work with.
Beginning for far too long, we did everything ourselves, you know? It's because, like, you know, we weren't good business people. We didn't really have a whole lot of extra cash to spend on labor. Labor is very expensive.
Yeah.
But as soon as you can, and if you're trying to scale, you know, you need to hire employees so you can work on building the business instead of just working in the business as a job.
Okay.
So now we have a big 5 or 6 part-time employees.
The elephant in the room is the weather differential. I land in 90-degree weather, so sunblock, scorching heat, hydration.
So it's not all kumbaya with the mushroom business?
It is definitely not.
Interesting.
It's a lot of suffering.
Oh, really?
The mushrooms, they grow on blood, sweat, tears. So
Right.
you have to make the occasional blood sacrifice for them to grow right.
I did go to a farmer's market, and that's another thing about Las Vegas that shocked me was that there's kind of these surrounding areas. Still had the tourism, hospitality vibe, but it was a different spot. So I traveled from Alaska to Las Vegas, and I found a mushroom farm. I want to thank Desert Moon Farms. They were professional, kind, and very generous with their time. And so I'm impressed. Good people, good business.
So we started off at farmers markets and some restaurants, and we quickly realized that, you know, we weren't able to be consistent enough for the chefs. And then they're like, you know, don't order from you again. Never ordered from us ever again. And then we were like, okay, let's just focus on farmers markets, which has a higher margin. It's a lot more labor of, you know, having to attend and whatnot, but more margin, and then a little bit more forgiveness for, you know, not having product you just don't have that you can sell out early or just not show up.
Predictability.
Yeah.
My overall impression of Las Vegas has improved. I had a very stereotyped idea of what I was getting into, and I'm impressed. I could see myself going back there, which was not my expectations. I explored surrounding communities, farmers markets, and people live there, and they're good people. Who knew? The market with mushrooms is and appears to be very competitive. The who's who of culinary want to be there, and some of it is just absurd and appears unpredictable. I was shocked at the heat. I went from 90 degrees, bought some sunblock, and now I'm back home. So I'm in a bit of a Goldilocks situation, looking for a happy middle. When I got to the farm, there was I don't want to say gift shop, but there is kind of like an entryway area. It's centrally located in the city, but it wasn't like it was in a very clean, kind of orderly pocket of kind of a commercial area. So the incubation room was completely separate, or from what I could tell, from the areas, from the gift area, from the entry/fruiting spots.
Typically use about 4 different recipes.
Okay.
I mean, most of them will grow on just master's mix, but we kind of like tune a little bit here and there just because.
Things that stood out to me in the incubation room, and I emphasize that because I have incubation chambers, I have buckets. This was an entire office-sized place. Black bags, emphasis on liquid cultures for this level of scaling. And when I peeked into the lab, the laminar flow hoods were top down, whereas mine are more front loaded. Lots of varieties, not as when I went towards the fruiting area. If I recall correctly, there were 3 different spots, and that was crucial to cleaning and rotation. And so this is something I don't have in the garage, or I'm not capable of this currently, where you would be then able to clean one and continually rotate around. It was impressive. A lot of fun, tons of varieties, single flush operation. So that's something to think about. Multiple recipes for substrate. Just gorgeous, gorgeous lines, man. I got stuck there because they were perfect, you know, and man, I'm jealous, really jealous. So loud environment, lots of fans, high ceilings.
We grow most of them all in the same environment. We have one room that's kind of more humid, and this is not ideal. Ideally, you know, there's like a group of mushrooms that will grow well together. Like your blue oyster will grow pretty good with your golden oyster, with your peak oyster. Depending on your form, maybe like your black pearl king would like a little higher CO2 if you want to get bigger, you know, fruits.
Okay. Chestnut mushrooms. After visiting Desert Moon Farms, I am more in the chestnut camp than I was before. I was going with lion's mane and oyster mushrooms, but I'm inspired. So it's a beautiful mushroom. I think the demand is maybe more than I was anticipating. Competition. I think there's a fallacy that mushroom cultivation, yay team situation. I think it's highly competitive. I don't think this is something you can just throw money at. I think there's a level of knowledge and skill set, as well as the team dynamics that are kind of crucial to success. This is a great experience. If you know of a farm in your area that you would like me to visit, or just a region of the country, let me know, because there's more to be discovered. My expectations are more reasonable now. This was a gut check on what it would take to be a full-time mushroom farmer. I think this is a 7 days a week, competitive, dedicated space. So a lot of respect for people that are doing this. I hope to join you. So no Vegas story is without some nonsense. I arrived, it must have been 2 a.m. I didn't know, I just found a hotel that was reasonably priced. It was intense. I was exhausted, and man alive, I was in the belly of the beast. And the hotel advertised thin walls, but boy, oh boy, 3, 4 a.m. on a Friday night, it was still pounding. It was safe though. I didn't feel in danger at all. There were some oddities, you know. I will say this, if you're a street performer, you can't be pawing at people when they're walking by, right? They make these little circles that they have to stand in, and then they kind of like call to you, and then you're kind of like, nope, and then you move on. Although I did enjoy the dancing gorillas as well as some of the music. So again, short-lived. I'd go back. I would say some of the venues are so massive in scope, and the potential for creativity, especially with a lot of the technology we have now, is a lot of fun. But it also goes back to, sometimes it's just, you know, somebody just dressing up like the Queen of Hearts and walking around beats any kind of digital display that I could find.